Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at the Master League Premier Cup. After Niantic messed up for a little bit, they actually gave us the Premier Cup. Actually, they had Premier Cup Classic version for like 5 minutes, I think, in the game. Kind of funny, again, Niantic messing up something smaller, of course, nothing too important there. But of course, today we're going to take a look at the newly released version of Togekiss with the Move Aura Sphere for the Master League Premier Cup. So, today we're going to have a team here, double flyer basically in the back, while we have a lead of the Excadrill. What can I say about this team? This team is very, very good. I can highly recommend it to you. Not a lot of people are prepared for Togekiss. My opponent runs it themselves. Definitely a good decision, but here, for example, the opponent also kind of struggles against it. So yeah, Togekiss. Togekiss is a very strong Pokemon in this meta right now still. A lot of Dragon type Pokemon, a lot of Dragon Breath user, and we're going to see here an interesting pick from the opponent. This is actually my favorite game, I think, already from this video. We're going to see the Ursaluna coming through against us. We're going to be able to go for another charge move here with our Excadrill, and our Excadrill, of course, one of the easiest Pokemon to get right now in the current meta. We'll be able to shield up the charge move from the opponent. It's going to be the high horsepower, and now you're going to go for the full farm down here. And as you're going to see here right now, the opponent gonna go ahead and go for the Thunder Punch. They didn't even get to the next move anymore, which is amazing for us. They go back into their Primarina, which is actually really difficult for this team to deal with just because of the typing, as Gyarados has nothing to do against this Pokemon. But like this, if they go back into us against our Excadrill, we're just going to be able to win this game just with our Excadrill, like for whatever reason. I guess they had like a Magnezone in the back or something? I don't know. But yeah, next opponent we're going to see a Florges in the lead. Going to be hopefully okay for us, so we're going to be able to go ahead and go for a charge move now against the incoming Gyarados. We'll be able to go for the Rock Slide, and that can swap out into our own Gyarados. Let's see what they're going to do. They're going to forfeit. So, battles were very fast, to be fair. Like, I did 12 battles with this team. All battles are in this video here so far. So you're going to not see any, like, you don't miss anyone. So like if you battled me, you're for sure in the video right now, because there is not a lot of battles else that I wouldn't be able to cut out. Did my other battles already today earlier with a different team for the Open Great League, because Open Great League right now is also still available. Let me know in the comment section if you are playing rather the Open Great League right now, or if you're going to stick to the Master League Premier Cup. I saw like mixed results before, that some people like this cup, but some people just rather go for the Open Great League. How are you feeling about this? Let me know in the comment section. And while you're scrolling down, please leave a like on the video. Would help me out quite a bit, as you're going to encounter Gholdengo against us. Not the only Gholdengo that I'm going to encounter, I think. I think there was another one coming in. But this is going to get basically the defense drop here, which is amazing. And as they don't really have a fast move pressure, we're still going to be able to go for another Awkward Tail here. They're going to let this move go through, and I can go into my own Excadrill, shielding up the incoming Focus Blast, allowing us to pretty easily win this game, as we can now go ahead, go into our Togekiss, farm down the Dragonite, and what do they want to do here? They can go for one Shadow Ball, but as you're going to see here, Togekiss is a pretty bulky Pokemon, easily going to be able to survive it and charm them down, even though they are Steel type. Next opponent coming in, we're actually like 5 battles in already, and we are like 3 minutes into the video. It's a wild, just because so many people just forfeit. I think also when I put in the footage, I think it's kind of sorting towards the length of the video. I feel like always like shorter videos go up front, more likely at least. So kind of like how the editing program that I'm using working for whatever reason. But here we're going to encounter a Dragonite coming in. This is going to be very good for us, as I'm not going to use any shield here, but I can go for a crunch and gonna get their defense drop. Will allow me to farm them all the way down now with my Togekiss, and that's going to be very decent for me, as you will be able to just go ahead farm them all the way down now. Let's take a look what's coming in. The Mamoswine is coming back in here. It's not really going to be the prettiest one. Mamoswine, I have to say, is most likely the most difficult Pokemon to deal with for this team. So yeah, Excadrill is definitely pretty decent against it. Here my plan was to get rid of their shields, try to maybe endgame sweep with my Togekiss, but sadly, so far not so good, because the opponent going to be able to go for a superpower here, and they're going to get to the next charge move just in time to, oh, it's a Body Slam, so I can farm up even extra here. Now I have another draw run stored, I will be able to go for another draw run afterwards here, and I'm hopefully going to be able to get the shield from the opponent. Maybe, just maybe, we're going to be able to reach a charge move in time. Let's take a look at this. Can we go for the Aura Sphere? Nope. And they're going to just barely knock us out before. Don't think that Ancient Power would have helped us here in this matchup, so I think this was the right play to not go ahead and go for the charge move here. Next opponent, we're going to see a Metagross lead. There are some games that I misplayed for sure. happens, honestly. Like, I play this team for the first time as well. Like, I'm not going to play everything perfectly fine either. Here we're going to see a Snorlax coming in. Against Snorlax, I usually just try to get some pre-damage against them. They're going to go straight for the superpower. We can use one shield here, and we will be able to go for another drill run against the opponent. Against Snorlax, usually I think I would recommend you to go for one drill run and then swap out after like one more fast move maybe into your Togekiss, because this would allow you to basically get rid of the best Pokemon. Like, basically you don't have to encounter the Metagross in this scenario, which is pretty decent. Thing is, usually people run exactly this line, so you're going to get out the Togekiss for the end game, because they're most likely going to have something like a Dragon-type Pokemon in the back. That's why I'm predicting, that's why I also didn't go into my Togekiss here. Should have went for the Aqua Tail for sure. This was a huge misplay by me, as the opponent going to be able to farm me down, and this is going to be a little bit tricky. I can go for one charge move here. This will knock them out if they let this move go through, and they're going to let this move go through. And what do they have in the back? Let's take a look at this one. We're going to see a Machamp, even better. This is basically how it worked. That's exactly why they wanted to try to get out the Togekiss onto their Snorlax, and that's exactly why we didn't swap into our Togekiss. It's kind of predicting the lines here in this meta right now. They're gonna go for the Rockslide, but who cares about that one, as you're going to be able to farm down this 100% level 51 Snorlax there. Next opponent, let's take a look at this. Snorlax in the lead. Very solid lead, very underrated as a lead in general for this current meta. As you have access to superpower, you will have a great time against all those extra dual leads as well here, like we did. As well as you're going to have a very neutral matchup against nearly everything else. And looking at the CP, this 98% version, which is kind of wild, with the best body bonus, which is really, really good for them. Great to have a Pokemon like this. I don't have a good Snorlax for the Master League, sadly, as a Shadow version. I have a normal one, but maybe one day I will be able to own one of them. We're going to see the opponent going into their own Gyarados. They're going to be able to farm me all the way down, but their energy doesn't really help them too much against a Togekiss. As Togekiss will be able to take two moves from the opponent, the Aqua Tail coming through, they can go for another one. We don't really care too much about it. They shouldn't be able to get to another one after this one. Let's take a look. We can farm them all the way down. And let's take what's like, let's see what's coming in. It's going to be the Metagross here. I can go for a charge move here immediately, trying to force a shield from the opponent, and I will be able to do this. Still not the best matchup for me so far. I can still shield up this move and try to knock them out with one more drill run, but it still can be a little bit tricky with the Snorlax coming in. Let's take a look what we can do here. They're going to go ahead and shield up the move. I'm just going to go straight for the drill run, and I will be able to see Impeta here again, which will be crucial, as the opponent going to have to go for one superpower in order to knock me out, and I will be able to knock out the opponent here. And as the opponent has basically no health left on their Snorlax, that's going to be, again, a good game. Next opponent, Gyarados lead. What do you do against this? We're going to take a look if it's Dragon Breath or not. It's going to be Dragon Breath. You win this in a two-shot scenario as a Gyarados, but not as an Excadrill. So what we're going to do here is we're going to just go ahead and swap out. I could have went for one more fast move, but I would risk the opponent going for one charge move themselves. There would have been already, basically when you go for one Rock Slide, they're at the next charge move one turn later. So like in the middle of your next fast move, so it's better for you to just swap out immediately. Like this, we can realign, and also we can go ahead and go for some crunch damage against the opponent's Metagross here, which is going to be very decent for us. I think this is the game that I misplay hard. We're going to get the defense drop here, which is nice. They're going to throw early, which is also nice. And I will be able to go back into my Excadrill now, which is going to be very nice. Let's take a look what they're going to do here. They're going to stay in. Interesting enough, but I can shield up the charge move. It could be an Earthquake already. They have a lot of energy farmed. They're going to go for the Meteor Mash. That's fine for me. And as you can see here, yes, this is the one that I basically screw up. I already guessed what they have in the back at this point of time. And I really know that I really messed up at this point of time as well. It's going to be the Excadrill, and also you see me here going for one fast move, and this really killed me. Because, as you're going to see here right now, we have the Togekiss against them, we just have to go for one Aura Sphere in order to win this game here, right? They even have very horrible move timing here, allowing us to get an extra fast move in, but as you're going to see here right now, I'm literally missing this exact one fast move turn here. As you see here, it's a CMP tie. It wouldn't be a CMP tie at all if I didn't give the opponent this one free fast move with my own Excadrill, and they can farm me all the way down. This game, that I lost this game, is kind of wild because I had so many win chances. Like, if I didn't CMP tie the entire time on the Metagross, I would have been fine. If I didn't give the opponent the extra free fast move, I would have been fine. I literally just threw the game so hard, and I just have to... yeah, take this one. Like, that's definitely on me. We're going to see a Primarina coming in. I'm going to go for the crunch here, hoping for the debuff. I really need the debuff here in order to get them low, and I will get the debuff immediately. That's amazing for me, as the crunch is going to come through now as well. Both moves are going to be resisted. Crunch has just the defense drop chance, which is very handy for me, as we're able to get them really low. Low enough and for us to farm them all the way down here with our Excadrill. This is the main reason why I did this, and they're going to go for the Hydro Pump, telling me that they will never get to another charge move anyway, and I can swap out immediately, trying to catch the incoming superpower from the opponent's Dragonite, and this worked out amazingly. Let's see what they're going to have in the back here, and if we have a chance still of winning this game. It's going to be a Gyarados. This is going to be still a tough matchup here, and honestly, again, I make a mistake, which is fine. We're going to see here, I can go for one Ancient Power. I'm going to get the shield from the opponent most likely. Damage of a Charm doesn't really matter too much. I just need to get rid of one shield, so I can use the Excadrill to the fullest potential. I don't know if it's actually a mistake though, but I'm gonna go for the Rock Slide here. This is fine. But I feel like if they shield this move up, they are already a charge move, so I went straight for the next charge move immediately because I was fearing that they were already at 1. But they went for a fast move, and like this, I'm not going to be able to reach the next charge move in time. But I think it wouldn't have mattered anyway. I think it would have been a CMP tie, and I would have lost the CMP tie, as far as I know at least. So I don't think it really mattered here anyway, so I don't think it actually is a misplay there. Next opponent, we're going to see Gyarados in the lead. Again, a wrong fast move, sadly, for me. So you have to swap out there. Dragon Breath is definitely the one that we want to see more often. We're going to see the Avalugg coming through here. A Pokemon that's way too bulky for our team. Like, in general, Avalugg, so underrated, but also really awkward to play sometimes. This Pokemon, you cannot align it against a Metagross or your dad. Like, Metagross is so bad for this Pokemon, but anything else, this Avalugg is really, really good just because of Ice Fang damage. Like, Ice Fang is really chunking away. Very good Pokemon in this meta right now. Very underrated. Mostly better than the Hisuian version as well, even the Hisuian version has better stats, but it just, like, yeah, the pure typing, I think it helps us out quite a bit because it makes the matchup against Gyarados way better. Here we just got completely hardwalled though. Like, there's nothing that I can really say about this one. You had Water 4 user in the lead against our Excadrill. We had the Avalugg against the, what's called the Gyarados. And we're going to have a Steel type then against our Togekiss in the back, so it's going to be not really the best matchup for us. We're going to see the Mamoswine coming in, and now the Dragonite is following as well. We can go for one crunch here, and as we're going to see here, we're going to be able to go ahead and go for the damage output there, but sadly, so far, no move from the Togekiss with the Aura Sphere. This is in general a problem that I can also talk a little bit about it. This is the main reason why Aura Sphere Togekiss was a very bad community day. If you didn't give it Fairy Wind, I actually don't know why you didn't give it Fairy Wind. I saw like some comments and talked a little bit with people where they'd say it's a bulky Fairy with Fairy Wind would be a little bit too strong. Like, I went at least to the calculations and it didn't seem too strong either. It looked like a very decent Pokemon, but it didn't feel like very, very crazy overpowered strong because the charge move itself, it doesn't really have a very good bait move. It has Ancient Power, which is okay-ish. But you usually would run something like Dazzling Beam for Fairy type coverage, as well as the Aura Sphere, and both of them are like very high energy moves, so I feel like with Fairy Wind it still would be balanced, but like this, as you're going to see here again, I have to survive this move basically in order to get to the Aura Sphere, and yeah, I don't. I had to, basically the opponent would have got to another charge move anyway, so it doesn't really matter if I shield the first one or the second one. Next opponent, we're going to see a very good lead for us, the Shadow Metagross in the lead, as we're going to see an Ursaluna coming in against us. Again, tackle Ursaluna, really sad to see that it doesn't have Shadow Claw, but I think Shadow Claw would have made this Pokemon just way too overpowered. I actually feel like Tackle balanced a lot of things out, which is kind of cool to see, and give like some more Pokemon some potential, which is also kind of cool to see. But yeah, Ursaluna here going to go for one Thunder Punch. You see me here not attacking because I want the opponent to get me lower. I want them to throw a charge move here against me because the opponent's Metagross, of course, will be able to get some farm against me, and I didn't want to give them too much farm here, as this would be just beneficial for the opponent getting more energy. And I can go ahead and go straight into my Excadrill. We have another CMP tie here, but I can take this one. I can shield up the charge move from the opponent. Medium Mesh going to hurt me quite a bit if I would let us go through, but they're going to shield this move up anyway. And we see a Chestnut coming in. This is literally the worst possible Pokemon to face for the last two Pokemon they have. I don't think there was a single Pokemon other than Chestnut that would core break me like that. But hey, here we are. Like, literally, the only Pokemon I think that would have won the game for the opponent at this point of time would be Chestnut. Very interesting Pokemon to take a look at as well for this meta. I have one build, I could take a look at this Pokemon, but I feel like a lot more people are interested in the Great League, so you're going to see more Great League content coming back as well for the upcoming days. I'm not going to do too much for this cup here. I might still like put in 1 or 2 more videos for this one, but sadly this game you're going to lose here because of the chestnut. But still, I hope you enjoyed this video. We didn't even hit a single Aura Sphere. It's kinda sad, to be fair. It's just not really a good move. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video still. See you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day and leave a like on the video. Otherwise, on the right side you're going to see the top teams for this meta, and on the left side the recent video with Gholdengo in this meta. Very cool to see this Pokemon available as well, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.